welcome to the 90s Nicktoon podcast with Chloe
and Caden.
So today we will be discussing some exciting, thrilling news that has just been released on Nickelodeon, right?
E-News, which is like way more reliable. Oh, can I read it to them?
Yeah.
Okay, I have it right here. So this is Christmas party. Hey Arnold, Rock with My Life, and are all returning to life on Nickelodeon. But there could be more of their favorite shows returning to life. At Nickelodeon's Black Panel at ATX TV Festival, Christmas Party, the co-creator of The Adventures of P and current senior vice president of production and development and animation Nickelodeon Group, revealed there are more projects in the works of classic kid-friendly shows. What goes into selecting the beloved properties to revive? I'd say there are two things. The first is that it has to be a property that we inherently has something to it tonally and comedically. Character-wise and story-wise, that can work for today's audience. Sorry, Danny Band of TV Shark, yeah. Because for a lot of these properties, time has passed. It's a different era, so we need to make sure that we feel there's enough there. The second thing is, we would only bring back properties if the creator of the original series wanted to come back. Note these things that he's saying. We feel it's really important to honor who made the show and who started the show. So we had that opportunity. He said, citing, hey, Rocco's Modern Life, hey, Arnold and Invaders in. But wait, there's more. And a few others I can't talk about now. He said it's been a great process to work with them. He started said one of his favorite parts of his job is calling the creators out of the blue. Like when he called Rocco's Modern Life creator Joe Murray. I said, would you be interested in making a Rocco special? There was a long pause and he said, does anybody from Nickelodeon know you're calling me? It's been a wonderful opportunity to get to see those creators come back and bring those animated worlds back to life, he said. What other Nickelodeon shows do you want to see come back? Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, I don't care what else.
I would still like to see the Rugrats come back. And I know it bothers many people to say, oh, well, I only like to see them as kids, like as babies. Well, I know that they say this, but it wouldn't make any sense to do it rather than to make them as adults, since they've already done all grown up, unless they continue all grown up right where they left off. So for Rugrats to come back wouldn't really make sense unless they did them as adults with their own children.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, all grown up was good. It was a good enough. I want to eat better.
I would probably give it a 3.5 out of 5 rating.
Yeah, Chloe, keep on talking. I'm actually texting my parents.
Oh, all right. So, me and Caden, we're really psyched about the news. Like, when we first heard Invaders Zim was coming back, we didn't know what to do. I know the comic series is really good, so even if you don't get the comic regularly, it's definitely something you should pick up. I know I haven't read it in a while, but the comics I hear just keep getting better and better, and it's something that I hope to get around to whenever I can afford it. I'm getting a job this summer, so hopefully I can pay for it and buy more Nick merch, and me and Caden can both do giveaways. Like we said that we would eventually, which we plan on doing. But, it's up to you guys to get us to 6K. And then to do a giveaway.
Do you know the time to announce what we'll be giving away? I'm going to be giving away, because I actually have 2 fucking plays. I'm going to be giving away my nicktoons photo play. So, and it's really fun. I'll provide you with batteries. It'll be fun. I'll give you a full packet of batteries. And it's going to be free. So don't miss this opportunity, I guess.
I haven't decided what I was giving away yet. I mean, I have several things I can give away. Let's see. I guess I can give away, I don't know, but I'll think about it because I have a lot of Nicktoons merchandise I like. I have my Jimmy Neutron action figures. I have my Rocco's Modern Life hat. I have some Nickelodeon t-shirts. And then I have a few things from the Nick box. I have a Stimpy mug. I guess I don't know. I'll look through my collection to see if there's anything I'd give away just free. So we'll definitely get back to you guys on that. But then we still have to get to 6K, and our goal is to get to 10K by next summer.
That's like really really unlikely goal, but like still. Anyways, I'm actually so Chloe. I'll give you a topic that we can like do. Really, it's gonna be a long topic, so get ready.
I'm ready.
What do you think? What do you think could be in store for Nickelodeon? Here are the two that are very obvious that are going to happen. There's no doubt when we like look at these two and say, well, like all the cast and crew wants them to come back. Danny Phantom has 3,000 plus signatures on a social change or a petition. And
Right.
Yeah. And then 6,000 on another one. Go Ghost Again, created by Holly Payne, who I'm actually texting right now. She's the creator that's like honestly,
The creator of the Go Ghost movement.
yeah. There's no doubt that Danny Phantom is gonna come back. That's really, you can't.
No, Danny Phantom for sure is coming back. I know that for a fact because as I told you guys before, I mentioned on previous podcasts, Grey Delisle even confirmed to me that it's coming back as a live action movie. This was in 2015. Now, we haven't got that announcement officially from Nickelodeon, but I'm just warning you guys, it's something we can expect in the near future.
Yeah, and I think Rugrats is one of those things also. Now, here's what gets sad. There are shows such as Cat Dog, Tron. Those will probably not come back unless these new shows that they're going to announce do good.
There's something I want to mention though with Rugrats again. Like the thing is, what I don't get with that is it had unsuccessful spinoffs because I mean, All Grown Up didn't necessarily do well. I mean, it was kind of like in the middle and it wasn't like the worst show on Nickelodeon at the time, but it didn't do well. And I know they're just basing of how well the show did in the 90s. And many people think that they wouldn't bring Jimmy Neutron back simply because of Planet Sheen was disastrous. But All Grown Up didn't necessarily do well either, but yet Rugrats is still one of the shows that they would consider rebooting because they're looking at how well it did in the 90s. Well, if you would take Jimmy Neutron and how well the movie did in theaters and how well it did as a series, not looking at Planet Sheen, then it would do really well.
I hate you so much. Yeah, I mean, and you have to think, what are the two shows that people, really want to come back? And then there's actually clues that they are trying to get it back. Here's those two that you should probably already know if you watch our podcast. Danny Phantom, hashtag Go Ghost Again.
And Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, the reason Rugrats is probably it's getting delayed is because people keep on dying, sadly. So they're having to change it up again and again, which honestly really sucks. Not only because it's making the show going out a little longer, but because there's so many original people that we miss and love. That really affect me and Chloe, I think, because when somebody dies from like our childhood, then you do get sad, and we're not self-centered and like, well, they ruined Rugrats or they ruined whatever. Like, no, that's not how we think, do we, Chloe?
No, not at all.
Yeah, our prayers go out to their family.
Absolutely. So, what shows are you hoping Nickelodeon is going to announce at San Diego Comic-Con other than Hey Arnold, Invader Zim, and Rocko's Modern Life?
The reason I think Danny Phantom will come back either as a TV movie or a series, hopefully, is because literally, I kid you not, Wes Hartman's going to the panel. He's going to be on the panel.
That's exciting. That's definitely something to look forward to.
Last year, he announced his new show last year at San Diego Comic-Con on the panel. So, because again, obviously, Danny Phantom will be something to look forward to.
For sure.
And here's another thing. Christmas Party's also going to another festival where they're premiering the Rocko's Modern Life trailer. He could be announcing some potential rivals there. The creators don't necessarily have to be at the panel. I think it's just that makes it like somewhere official.
I'm really really have my money on the table still. I'm not letting it go. I'm not giving it up, and I will continue to fight everything that I have inside me until we see a Nicktoons Unite movie. Because I honestly think, especially if all these reboots do well, they will do a Nicktoons Unite movie because it would only make sense.
Yeah, and here there's a quote. I'm gonna quote Holly. Hang on. She says, "Rugrats also called grown up. Nick would want to revive the show with a lot left to explore." To me, that says Danny Phantom more than Rugrats, and that's absolutely true because I love Rugrats, and I think that Chloe loves Rugrats. Rugrats is a classic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I mean, but they explored a lot. I mean, there's probably something happening, but we have to remember that Danny Phantom wasn't. It was more so like a little hidden secret, if you get me.
I was honestly really upset. I know Rugrats was a really popular show, but I was really upset when Rugrats had the all grown up because I thought it was fun imagining them what they would look like when they grew up, and then kind of like putting them in elementary school kind of ruined that whole possibility for me. And it was just I was kind of disappointed with all grown. But like I said, like it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't a bad show, but it just wasn't the best show either.
Yeah, and that's like honestly, here's what I'm saying for like 2 hour podcast or 3 hour podcast with Sophia. Rugrats has had 3 chances to make the comeback. So what I'm thinking is, why would Nickelodeon try to make it happen again if it's had 3 chances? And, like, obviously the first one did amazing, second one not so well.
You see,
third one got canceled first episode.
You see, in my opinion, I think it's very hypocritical because they're not using those same principles with their other shows, like Jimmy Neutron. Like, for instance, they said, oh, well, Planet Sheen failed miserably, so we're not going to try to bother bringing it back. But preschool days from the Rugrats failed miserably. All Grown Up just did okay, but since the show was such a hit in 1991 and in the 1990s, they're going to consider bringing it back, even though it has had 3 chances. So if they're going to do that with one show, and I love Rugrats, like I was saying, but they should do that with other shows as well.
See, and the thing is, yet again, is because Danny Phantom has so many, like, it didn't have enough to reach its full potential. I think we all know that. And it has hashtag on hashtag. 2,490 people have hashtag go Dwarfs again. Just in a petition on Facebook with 6,000 signers. And another one was 3,000. So 9,000 people want to come back. I'm not going to be biased here, but that beats out Jenny Phantom and Jimmy Neutron in a whole, because I honestly don't see any petition for Rugrats. Yeah, but I do see petitions for.
I know that the fandom is really alive in the Rugrats. And here's another thing. If I saw a 90s Nicktoons Unite movie, I don't see the Rugrats necessarily being a part of it. Now, I'd love for it to happen, but like I don't necessarily see them as being a part to speed up the process. Like the main characters, if it did get, would probably, like I don't even think we saw the Rugrats, did we? Oh yeah, we did, I guess. We saw them in the D-Tunes trailer we saw last year. We saw Angelica. But I thought that was it for the most part, because you see the babies, they're not really able to interact with people other than themselves, with each other.
Chloe, we have to remember that was a fan made.
No, I know that. I know, but like.
This does not mean that it's going to be happening whatsoever. They're obviously working on shows. They're not working on Unite movie right now. They're working on shows. So don't get your hopes up is what I'm trying to say. I mean, you can still look in the future and see what you want.
Definitely.
Anyways, and I'll say one more thing before we go on to our next topic. We do have to remember, have you heard anything from the Rugrats creator about them wanting it to come back?
Recently, I haven't heard anything other than the fact that you said the voice of Angelica had confirmed that a Rugrats revival is happening about a year ago.
Mm-hmm. So, that's probably happening. He deleted it really quickly, though. obviously there's something sketchy about that, but I mean, say what you want at this point, you know?
Right. I really do feel like that it keeps getting put on delay. The Rugrats revival, though, is because of all these voice actors are passing away. People with big parts like Stu, Jack Riley, who played Stu in the Rugrats, and then you have Grandpa Lou, who passed away, and then Lulu. So I think it makes it challenging because they have to keep finding new voice actors for these people. So it speeds up the process.
So, I mean, and here's the thing. Rugrats is a given. At this point, Rugrats is a given. Danny Phantom, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, throwing your hat in the ring, what's coming based off the credentials that get over with audiences of today, and the creators want to bring it back, you would think that Rugrats and Danny Phantom are the two obvious choices.
Yeah, I'm saying though, guys, that if you are let down and you end up getting a Danny Phantom live action announcement instead of an animation announcement, just remember what I said.
But Chloe, you probably have to remember the live action movie. It could still possibly be good. We just have to remember that.
No, it won't. The effects are awful. It's not going to be good.
Chloe,
Don't even say that. Don't even say that, Caden.
Chloe, we can't just think about what. Really, the first one wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was bad. It was awful. I thought the trailer looked good, and but you see, it just wasn't a good idea. The effects weren't bad. It just wasn't. You're not supposed to mix live action with a cartoon.
No, Chloe, listen. The thing is that if you can, honestly, I mean, you said it yourself. And I'm gonna actually really be honest here. You're gonna be kind of biased because you have said that you want to see a live action Hey Arnold.
I never said I wanted to see a live action Hey Arnold. I said I saw a live action Hey Arnold trailer on YouTube. Because I did. I didn't say I wanted to see that. I thought that was the weirdest thing I've ever watched.
We can't just judge it because it hasn't happened yet. We have to see what's in store. Like once the trailer's out, then that's when you can start giving it crap. But if the trailer's not even out, that's just dumb.
I don't think so. I mean, I know what to expect. I know what the live action Fairly Odd Parents movies were like and what a disaster and train wreck they turned out to be. So
but those aren't the same directors. There's two different directors because we have seen.
No, they're not.
Oh yes, they are.
Butch Hartman.
Butch Hartman didn't direct them.
Yes, he did.
I'll even get it up right now for you.
Right.
Grow up, Timmy. I'm gonna actually bet you money that was not Butch Hartman because Butch Hartman would not do that type of stuff.
He was on board with it 100%. That's what Gray even told me at a Comic-Con.
That's not Gray told you.
Yeah, Gray told me that at a Comic-Con that Butch Hartman was on board with the project.
For what?
For the Fairly Odd Parents live action movie.
The director is Savage Steve Holland.
What?
The director is Savage Steve Holland.
Oh, well, I'm just saying Butch Hartman was on board with it, and it was his show, so he pretty much had a say in whether it happened or not.
Well, listen, the show has not come out. The movie that we made in the beginning, not come out yet. So listen closely. If it hasn't come out yet, we can't just hate on it. We have to actually see what's in store. Because that just makes it look, for one, it makes us look really unprofessional. For two, things can change. They can change. I think that they've had more experience writing live action now.
I
Things can change.
I don't. I don't. Not at all.
Oh, the thing is that.
Okay, I like Legend of the Hidden Temple, and I wasn't even impressed by the effects that they decided to use.
But Chloe, yet again, we have to remember that nothing has come out yet, so we have to see. And let me say something real quick. If nothing's come out yet, we can't just hate on it yet again. The thing is,
Yeah, we can.
It's probably not going to be the same. If it's a live action movie, it's probably not going to be the same director. But what leads me to not believe it's going to be a live action movie is because if there's a live action movie in store, Nickelodeon usually announces it like while it's filming, so it's probably not a live action movie.
Well, we can expect to see that announcement in the future because I've had it being told to me that it was happening.
Yeah, but nothing's happened, Chloe. So it might about canceled. You never know. Things get canceled really quickly. I've been in the film industry. Things get canceled. They get canceled really quickly, either because budgets aren't right enough, or Nickelodeon just sucks and they don't really care that much.
I know that, but there are also movies that don't get canceled that have gotten a lot of negativity, such as the Emoji Movie. Oh boy.
Oh, that's not by the same people. Let me say something. It may not be the same director. We have no clue yet, so we can't just go be biased about this just because the Fairly Odd Parents movie. The first one, let me say something. It was not as bad as you're making it look. There was really not raunchy parts, really cheesy parts of the movie, but it beats out the last two movies that were created for them.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, when it first came out, I was excited, but then when I watched the rest of the series, it made the first one look cringeworthy and the whole series look cringy.
And the thing is that after the first movie, I'm pretty sure it was two different directors that directed the last two. That just goes to show if you don't direct the first movie, then it's going to be a bad movie in general.
I just think it was unnecessary.
That we can't judge Danny. We can't judge the Danny Phantom live action movie. It may be canceled. We don't know.
I hope so.
If it's not, but what if it's good, Chloe?
It won't be good.
You just can't.
Yes, I can, Caden. I can do what I want. I don't like it.
But Chloe, if nothing has been released yet, you can't just hate on it.
It's not going to be good. I know it's not. And I don't think a lot of people on our podcast don't think it's going to be good or are going to have a more optimistic approach about it either.
But Chloe, we have to look on the brighter side of things.
Why? Why do we have to when it comes to live action? You know Nickelodeon's not good with live action. I mean, however, they have been successful in animation.
Chloe, you're not looking at the facts though, because Nickelodeon doesn't rule everything. They can obviously change stuff.
Yeah, but they haven't been good in live action. Like their last good live action show was probably Victorious. Sam and Cat was decent, but
live action shows. They're making a live action movie.
Well, that's not any better. Their live action movies haven't been any better.
Chloe, Legend of the Hidden Temple is not that bad.
I didn't say it was bad. I said the effects were bad. I said I liked that movie, but the effects were awful.
Chloe, guess how long? Okay, let me just say something because I actually know this for a fact because I looked into it. Guess how long Legends of the Hidden Temple took to create and everything? They only took 5 months to do that. They created a script within a week. They did it. It was really bad. Something tells me that's going to be different for Danny Phantom because it's been, 2 years?
Yeah, it has been about 2 years now.
Yeah, so they may be really going deep into the character development, trying to find people who actually look like them. Not somebody who's like, oh, what's Danny Phantom? No. I feel like Nickelodeon may try to prove themselves this time, especially because Christmas Story's in. Christmas Story wouldn't improve stuff if it's crappy.
They might, but you see, it's not going to be with live action.
That's true. Doesn't Sima approve stuff with live action?
Oh yeah, for sure. And you see, a whole bunch of people have been wanting animation to come back for the longest period of time, but yet they give us live action even though they see how miserably the Fairly Odd Parents movies and how much negativity and hate they have gotten. And so I just don't understand it. The whole thing kind of makes me scratch my head because we fought for an animated series, but Nickelodeon wants to do things their own way and ask what we and give us what we didn't ask for. And that's why I'm so negative toward it, and it makes me mad.
The thing, I'm just going to say, you have to listen to me, Chloe.
I am listening to you, but what?
We can't just judge it based off of past movies Nickelodeon has. I will agree with you. Nickelodeon has pretty much ruined TV within the past 10 years. But You have to admit they are making attempts to make it better.
Yeah, I will say that because they have really been making an effort to bring back some of their classic shows.
But, obviously it could be bad. You never know.
The reason why I don't think it will be really good is because I like the concept of them being animated because I like to think of cartoons as my escape from reality, and just to have them in like a live action environment, like I don't know, I just didn't see it as much with that in the Fairly Odd Parents movies, and I know those same principles. Like, how would they do the ghosts? Like, it actually, I think it'd be very similar to the way they did it. Like, for instance, in the live action movies, they had actors, but then the fairies, they still use Cosmo and Wanda. So I have a funny feeling they're going to get somebody to play Danny Phantom, and the costume would probably be really hard to make. And then Sam and Tucker and Dash and
That wouldn't be hard. That costume would not be hard to make. Trust me.
I've seen images like of where they would have white sequence and then the D and then the black sequence.
Chloe, here's something I just realized this is like Brain Blast. Anyways, we have to remember that Chris Discovery, he's not in charge of animation.
Right.
He can't bring those things back. Only Simon can. That's actually a plus in my book. Simon sucks and she doesn't want to bring anything back. So he can only bring back animation at this point.
Right.
So I didn't realize that. That may sound really dumb, but I just realized that.
No, that doesn't sound dumb. It sounds completely logical. But like I was saying before, I was saying that we were wait, what were we talking about again, Caden?
Danny Phantom.
Oh yeah, Danny Phantom. Like, I was just mad because they asked for something. Like, I like that we didn't ask for. Like, they're going to give us something that we didn't ask for. And I'm also going to say that, like, I was talking about their costumes for Danny Phantom. I would, like, the Danny Phantom costume, I would think would be hard to make. Just the Danny Phantom costume alone. Because it's not just about the costume. They also have to find a way to make it transition in the light with his costume. So I feel like it's got to be shiny and pop out with the Danny Phantom costume if they really did follow on the live action movie. Secondly, I feel like for the ghost they would use, it would be a lot like the Fairly Odd Parents where they used Cosmo and Wanda, which were only animated. I feel like that they would use the ghost as an animated version. So that's why I completely find it meaningless to do a live action movie.
Well, here's my thoughts on it. For one, I agree with you. Stuff can go wrong. But we have to think that Nickelodeon has been working on this for a long time. By the way, it may have been canceled. We never know.
Yeah, I guess lately we just have to take the good with the bad and just see where everything goes.
Yeah. Moving on to our next topic. What do you think will be revived, Chloe? We kind of discussed this, but it's kind of different. Based on what we've heard, what do you think will happen?
I feel like Rugrats and Danny Phantom are going to come back next. But then again, I still don't see how they would do Rugrats unless they made them adults. Because they can make them in high school, but nobody really wants to see like a new version of, like, nobody wants to see it all grown up again, like where they leave off in the same exact spot.
That's kind of true.
And I feel like Danny Phantom will be, because David Kaufman has talked about how he wants to see the show come back several times, and I think we've seen at Nickelodeon Animation Studios, and we know that Grey Delisle Griffin voices Sam. She would love to see the show come back as well. So I really do think that show is going to come back soon. Hopefully it's an animated series.
That is a valid point in my opinion, but I think we need to see that, for one, obviously I think that stuff can come back, obviously. But here's my thinking on this. In here's what makes me mad. I was looking at some comments of like what wants to come back, not on our page or anything, but on Facebook. Somebody said I want Sammy, Cat, Victoria, and iCarly to come back. For one, he's not. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chloe. Is he in charge of those things?
What?
Is Princess Guardy? Can he bring back live action?
I don't believe so. I mean, he may be able to. Like, he may be able to put in a work, but he doesn't have the final decision in it. He kind of just gets other Nick execs on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about live action?
He can suggest it. Like, you know that I'm pretty sure he was creator of Pete and Pete. He might have been co-creator. So, since Sima is the president of content on Nickelodeon, like she approves it. Like she has, like, for instance, if Chris were to pitch his show to Nickelodeon, it would be up to Sima whether she approves it or like vetoes it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Here's the thing, I don't think Pete has been they've announced Pete because I don't think it's happening as of now because in the interview that they had, it literally said well, we like Pete and Pete, and it just depends if we want to come back or not. And I think at this point, everything that's coming back, as I said, stuff that's coming back, it's gonna be all animated.
I hope so, because I'm really big on animation. I've grown up with cartoons my whole life, and I know when I was younger, I know for a fact Rugrats was the main thing I watched because all the other shows kind of scared the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie, like Danny Phantom scared me because it was about ghosts, and Jimmy Neutron, I always was scared of Paul the monkey.
Yeah, that's true.
I really would love to see a Jimmy Neutron revival though, because there's so many things that I think they could have went into. For instance, I was discussing with Caden last week when I was going through the series and watching it. Like, I made this theory that maybe Baby Eddie could be Jimmy's grandma, because I find it kind of weird that we never see Jimmy's granny again, and like we never see Jimmy's granny again throughout the series. Like, Baby Eddie looks exactly like Jimmy's granny, like when she was a baby and Jimmy had run that experiment on her. I wonder if there's something Jimmy didn't know about in that chemical that made him evil. Because I also remember in that one episode, it was where they were at like this party or whatever with his family, and Jimmy discovered that he got his genius from his dad's side.
Oh, yeah, I remember that actually. But let me say something. We're actually at the podcast because there's like nothing else to talk about, honestly. The thing is that even they rejected not Jimmy Neutron a couple of times now. We have to remember that what's probably coming back at this point is probably getting back in the Rugrats. That's all I can say. I
agree. I think that's probably going to come back. No matter how much it makes sense or doesn't make sense, those are probably going to be the shows that do come back. I mean, I'll jump on board that train because I love both of those shows, but I really would like to see Jimmy Neutron come back in the near future.
I think that Jimmy Neutron's animation is really hard to create, honestly.
It would be really hard to bring it back, especially because of CGI.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of our podcast, guys. If you liked it, comment, subscribe, and like this podcast so we can do more for you guys. And yeah, comment what you guys want to see come back.
Nick, Nickelodeon. And Caden, tell us about your plug and play you got today.
I mean, I haven't really played on it that much, so I can't really say anything. But it's actually really fun. I think you guys to go get one, enter my giveaway that's going to be happening.
Oh yeah, that's just a sneak peek on what we're going to be giving away. But that's all for now, guys. Bye.
Bye.